Introducing the weekend of events that are to come up on Saturday and Sunday. It'll be regarding the Assembly. Could George please come up?
I've been suffering from a sore neck all this week, so I'm not going to speak too long. But first of all, I would like to thank all those fine people for the food that they've cooked tonight. It was a wonderful meal, and I just want all of us to thank you for that. Before I start, I just want to say that sitting in the gym here brought back a little story here. A couple of weeks ago, my cousin Tuffy, he had a potlatch down at the athletic hall, and after they did their opening ceremony and that, Hupkwachu got up to the mic and he says, we'd now like to open up the floor. And when he said that, my little boy, he said, let's go home and get the basketball, Dad. And I said, I don't think that's what Hupkwachu meant. I just want to say a couple of words before we start out on our journey tomorrow morning in trying to create a vision for our community and trying to get our administration and our relationships amongst each other in tune with what our vision is. I want to say first of all that it's really important for us to believe in ourselves. We all have to come here tomorrow morning believing in ourselves, because if you can't believe in yourself, then you can't believe in other people, and if you can't love yourself, you can't love other people. And so we must come here tomorrow morning with a good spirit in us and leave our minds open. The old people used to say that the best speaker that they can see is always a person who spent many, many years listening before they ever spoke. That's how people become good speakers. They become good listeners first. And I want to encourage everybody tomorrow to hear what people have to say, not just to listen, to have patience to hear everybody's point of view, and then from all of those points of view to try start to put together a vision for our community. I want to say that in my opinion, there's nothing stopping us from doing anything that we want to do in this community. Nothing. I don't see anything standing in the way from us realizing anything that we believe in this community. And I just want to give you an example of what I'm talking about. If our language is so important to us, the retention of our language, if it's so important for us, there is nothing stopping every one of us in this room from learning our language, if we believe that that's what is needed in our community. You don't need money. We don't need money to retain our language. We don't need money to try to force each other to talk in our own language. We don't need money to shut the TV off for an hour at night time and study our language. What we need is us. We need us and our commitment to what it is that we believe in. And so tomorrow when we talk about the kinds of things that we want to see, it's not just a matter of stating what it is that we want to see. It's making that personal commitment that you and I and all of us together will do the work that's needed to create that vision for our community. And I really hope that tomorrow we get some really good discussion going around the issues that are on our agenda. I want to just say that in terms of, you know, when we start to rebuild our community or to build our community, we must think about it as a house. And how do you build a house? Well, of course, if you have two people there, it's a hell of a lot better than one person when you're building a house. And if you have 3 people, that's better than 2 people. And if you have 10 people, that's better than 9 people. Well, we have got a whole community. And if we can get our whole community building that house, we will build a good house. But the worst thing that can happen to us is that if when we start to build our house, we start to tear it back down again. And that's what I have seen a lot of in the last 23 years is people tearing down the house that you're trying to build. And what we need to do is we need to continue to build a house and make sure that we don't tear the house down through things like jealousy and greed and things that aren't very productive. So tomorrow I would like you to think about that we're going to start building this house called the Tseshaht community. We're going to form a vision about what it is that we want and try to figure out how we're going to do it. It's so good for me to watch people get up and talk and come forward and accept awards and that. Our community has grown so much over the last 5 years in terms of personal strengths. And what we need to do now is to take all of those personal strengths and start to build it into something that we are going to do in this community. My last words I would like to say is that I spent 23 years of my life, I gave up 23 years of my life to fight so we can wrestle away the power from Indian Affairs and wrestle away the money from them so that we could do things in our community. And I didn't waste 23 years of my life so that that power could get into a couple of people's hands. I am not interested in a few people in any community having the power. That's not what I fought for, and that's not what a lot of other people fought for. We fought so that you can have the power, and you can create your community with that power and the right to control those dollars. Well, we won that fight. We won that fight. We won that fight, and that's why we need to start tomorrow, to start to build the community that we want with that power. And every one of you has an equal share of that power. And the other side of the coin is that every one of you have that same responsibility to do something with that power and to do something with your decisions, to do the right thing, for our community so that our kids, when they become our age, they will be building on the community that we were building on. And it would have been the same community that our parents built. If it wasn't for colonization, we would have been building on our parents' dreams. But it was our parents' dreams that were destroyed through this colonization of our communities. And so it's now our challenge, all the people in this room, the young people, to come here and to create a vision for our community over the next couple of days and then get on to doing it. So with that, I wish you all well. And I encourage every one of you to speak your mind, to feel comfortable amongst each other, and most of all, love yourself tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Before everybody leaves, tomorrow morning the meetings will be starting at 9:30, and we'll be starting registration at 9 o'clock here.